Well, hello and welcome back to Serious About Salvage and another new car reveal day. What have we got? We've got a 2017/18 Audi TTS Quattro. So this is the 305 brake horsepower version and a proper lovely little car at a great price. Very hard to find anything for decent money at the minute, should I say, but this, you know, I've done well with this. So we'll get round at some point telling you the price, but for today we're going to have a good look around it and get this damage strip back and find out exactly what's going on with it. So as always, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button to make sure you can keep up to date with all the future videos for this car and all the other cars that we do on this channel. Usually 2 videos a week, Wednesdays and Sundays. So yes, let's dive in and have a little look around this car, and I think you're going to like it because I really do. It's a cracker. Righty then, what a lovely car. And these, I tell you, these wheels are huge. 20-inch alloys. Tyre size is, I think it's 255 30 20. So that tyre wall is so small. Lovely wheels as well, not a mark on them except for one's got a little bit. Anyway, so yes, we've got 67 plate Audi TTS. So of course the normal TT 2-litre turbo, what are they, about 240 I think. These TTS are 305 as far as I know. So with the Quattro, only a small car, but they're rather nippy, and it's a really good looking car. It's not the normal Ibis white, this is the glazier white. So you have it's obviously metallic, but it's like a very pale grey, a very pale grey, or say a dirty white, shall we say. Yeah, lovely. And obviously we've got the quad pipes on the back with it being the TTS. And yeah, a decent spec as well, this car, not a bad spec. So this car is listed as a run and drive, and it does in fact run and drive. We have various bits and pieces of damage around this car, and as you can tell by all the orange writing, this is obviously an insurance write-off. It's been to an approved insurance approved body shop, and they've been round it with a fine-tooth comb and basically listed and circled all the damage that they found, and then they've quoted and the insurance has decided to write it off. But it's not all that bad really. Now obviously on the front straight away we need a complete new front bumper. All the grills, even the centre grille has got some damage. Now anyone who's repaired Audis will know Audi parts are not cheap. Not cheap at all. I have in fact actually repaired one of these Mk3 TTs. It was the first car I ever did on the channel. And I'm quite embarrassed when I watch them videos back now, in all honesty, because I was extremely nervous, never been behind a camera, and it was a bit rubbish really, in all honesty. They are on the channel if you want to check them out. It was a black TT, looked exactly the same as this, except it was a TT 2-litre TFSI, not a TTS. So I know my way around this car a little bit. Can't remember all of it if I'm honest, but I did the whole front end, so I'm sure it'll come back to me pretty quick. So we've got, obviously this wing is absolutely done for. It's got a massive slash in it, big cut. Now if I remember rightly, right behind here is your washer filler bottle, so I'm kind of hoping it's not destroyed that, because obviously that'll save us a few pennies. Now they have circled around here repair, and that's because if you do touch it you can just about feel there a little bit of an imperfection, but we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be repairing that door. There's literally nothing there. Got a tiny little bit of a stone chip there. They've even, you know, come down and said repair stone chip. Not sure if that was caused by the crash, because if the bonnet had been pushed back you'd get the same mark on the bonnet, wouldn't you? So that's probably already there. But obviously with insurance approved body shops they've got to return the car in absolutely perfect condition. I'm amazed these front alloys aren't curbed, because this car has got 38,000 miles on it, so it's been used, and there's not a lot of protection on these alloys, and like I said, they're huge. So whoever's had this car has you know, has been proud of it, and they've looked after it, because it's got Pirelli P0s all around, and they're knocking on brand new. You know, that feels brand new actually. You know, you've got very little lip on the front discs. It's been cared for and looked after car. It's quite often on these light colours, you'll get loads of, like, you know, tar build up around here, because, you know, British roads are absolutely rubbish. They're always filling potholes and, you know, tar build up on here, and there's absolutely nothing. The paint is you know, crystal clean. With a good wash, this is going to really come up well. So yeah, we got a bit more writing down this rear quarter. That's because it has got a little bit of a ding there and a few little lines. So we've got a PDR guy coming, and he's going to get that out, and then I'm going to run a buffer over it and see exactly where we get to with it, and I think it's going to be acceptable, and shouldn't need to go any further with that, hopefully. We've got the rear bumper has just popped off its clip, but you know, there's no damage, so that will just obviously clip back in. We've got, they've even like marked out this as, you know, this tiny little line you can see there. Again, I think 99% of that's going to buff out. Oh yeah, and there is the little bit of damage on the one alloy, and it's so clean, I'm led to believe that that's been caused at the same time as the bump. On the back, now this is what bugs me a little bit with Salvage, you know, yards. That big line on the back isn't circled by the insurance company. Neither's that bit, neither's that bit. Well, that's come off. So that pretty much guarantees they've been done in the salvage yard, in my eyes. And that there, yeah. So I'm sure you've all seen videos of how they carry these cars around, so it's no wonder stuff like that happens. Now I'm pretty sure I'll be able to buff that out, but you know, they should be really taking a bit more care, shouldn't they, really? But anyway, let's carry on around the car. Nothing else on the back, no other damage. I'm not quite sure what T6 means. Does that mean perfect? Because I can't see any issues are there at all. We've got this little bit of paint missing here. Again, they've marked it as a repair, but again, not too sure how that's happened in the crash. Perhaps it was previous. Got another T6 written on this wing, so again, I think that's perfectly fine. Obviously, hopefully that hasn't done any damage to the wing. I don't think it has. And then it's just the front. It's really unfortunate we have got this tiny bit of damage on the bonnet there. So when the PDR guy comes round, we're going to see what he says about that. Now these bonnets are aluminium, as you can see where the paint's come off. So they are pricey. So you've got some more paint off there. They're not cheap, so we're hoping we can do something with that. Even if it means bending it back a bit of filler and then repainting the bonnet, it's going to be cheaper than trying to get a replacement. So that's pretty much it. I have noticed there is a few marks and scratches to this headlight, which again is a bit unfortunate. So we'll see about that. So let's open the bonnet quickly. Oh, actually, let's have a look inside, because inside the car is perfect. We've got Audi puddle lights, moving the door obviously. We've got the virtual cockpit, super sport seats, lovely interior. So we've got obviously got the auto lights, got the active lane assist. Now, strangely enough, this is a manual, which is well, obviously whoever spec'd it must have preferred manual, because the car's decent spec. It's got heated seats as well. Like I said, virtual cockpit. They've spec'd up the 20s. They're not standard. You know, so they obviously just didn't like automatics. So yeah, 38. Like I said, the engine runs. We will start it, but we don't have any coolant in it, so it won't be running for long. But look, starts up, no issues. Steering's fine. The wheels point in the right direction. So yeah, very nice. As you can hear, the fan's now cut in because there's no coolant, it's not happy. But I'll just show you quickly the drive select and the options that we've got. I might have to shut the door. We'll go to individual. No, that didn't work, did it? Let's come on. Here we go. So these are the controllers we've got within the car. Now I don't know exactly what's standard on these, but the suspension control on my S4, that's an option. You don't get that as standard. So I'm not sure, is it standard on these or is it an option? You can basically stiffen up the dampeners, and around here that's really helpful because the roads are terrible. So my S4 in you know, dynamic, it's just too hard, it's too bumpy around my end. So you got the engine control, the suspension, steering, quattro and engine sound, and yeah, so yeah, you've obviously got all your navigation and stuff.
Route guidance is not active.
How did I get it on the other day? There we go. Should know how to use these really, shouldn't I? So there, yeah, you got all that stuff going on. So yeah, good little, well, a great little car in all honesty. A great little car. I like it a lot. Let's turn it off. It's a nice little cockpit, this. It's a nice place to be. I like to say that quite a lot, you've probably noticed. You've obviously got your keyless key. It's not keyless entry though, unfortunately, it's only keyless go. But some people don't like the keyless entry stuff because obviously there is the possibility of, you know, the old robbers scanning your house and stuff like that, isn't there? Anyway, we were looking under the bonnet, weren't we? I have a feeling this video is going to turn into a bit of a marathon because we haven't even started doing any work yet. So there we go. Like I said, just the 2 litre TFSI, but with it being the TTS, they do have I think they have a bigger turbo, and the obviously mapped a bit different. Whether the internals are any different, I don't know, but quoted at 305 brake horse. So like I said, no coolant. And on the auction pictures, it did show the bottom of the rad pack being damaged. So I'm pretty much sure we need a rad pack. I'm going to expect we need a front panel because I think the bottom of the front panel has been completely ripped off where the rad pack is. So all this will get changed. All that will get replaced. It's all one piece on these, as far as I'm aware. But the rest of it, we're going to have to really just dive in and have a look. Get this whole front end off. We have got a headlight bracket broken there, so I think we can repair that, but obviously there is that bit there. Now this car isn't my car, again it's one that a very close good friend has asked me to do, so you know, the finer details of what we do and don't replace is going to be his choice. If he doesn't want to replace the headlight, then we don't replace the headlight. It's his choice, it's his car, it's his money. He has got a complete front bumper already. He's got the wing. They are going to have to go off and be painted. So we're getting parts already. But I just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, obviously this car will not be for sale at the end either. But like I said, I will tell you at some point the money side of things because I think it's a really good buy. So right, let's get this show on the road. Let's get the camera up on a stand, bit of time lapse, and let's just get this front end ripped off and we can dive in there properly, have a proper good look, find out everything that we need, and then it's a case of getting some parts ordered, and then the flip side, throw it all back together. So let's crack on. Right, well that was possibly the easiest bumper I've ever removed. Now we obviously did have a big help because the whole of the bottom was missing, which meant there was no fixings into the splash guards or the under tray. All that's gone. So all we had was a T25 Torx up into the back end of the wing, and obviously that's on both sides. And then at the front, all we had was T25 in there, and there would have been one this side, but that bracket's broke, so that's gone. So we need that headlight bracket. I think it's headlight bracket, I'm not sure. But yeah, and that was it. It just peeled away. And then all I did was unclip the washer jet pipe, which is that, and then we had this sensor, well, this wiring loom to the pedestrian protection system, and it's off, it's all gone. So on the inside of the bumper, this is your pedestrian protection system, little plastic tube. What happens is if you hit something at the front, it senses I don't know, some kind of airflow pressure, something onto these sensors, and that then activates these little actuators, which then makes the back of the bonnet lift to help the pedestrian you've hit clear the windscreen and the roof and go over the car rather than hit the windscreen. I'm not too sure whether I'd rather hit a windscreen or be fired over a car and end up 20-30 foot further back. I don't really know, really. Anyway, they think it's safer, so that's the pedestrian protection system. Now, even though that bumper is absolutely destroyed, we don't throw nothing away until we've finished the car, because if you go out and try and buy things like this plastic tube or these sensors, so you're going to be racking up a lot of money. Even bits like these fittings, you know, you don't find them on their own. Bumper brackets, so the top one will be okay, the sides will be okay. You've got another sensor here. Never throw anything away, even this foam. So someone will want 30 quid for that foam on eBay, honestly. Don't throw nothing away, even down to these fixings, everything. Honestly, I've learnt the hard way. You've got the washer jets in this bumper as well, so there's a lot of good stuff there. You know that if this bumper comes complete that we've got, there's a lot of good stuff there we can sell on, and Joe get a bit of money back, no problem. So don't throw nothing away. I've learnt that the hard way. So let's have a look at the front of this car now. Now, when we were looking around it, I did kind of have my suspicions that this car had paint. There were a couple of little, you know, bits that I weren't happy with, and now obviously we've got it a bit stripped. We've got all this overspray under here. Again, we've got it on the other side as well, so we know straight away that bumper's been painted, and this bonnet's been painted as well in my eyes, because I suspect that is filler under there. So a light skim of filler on this bonnet, So it's had a bit of a light prank on the front already by the looks of it, which in my eyes I don't see why it would matter at this stage. You know, it's a salvage categorised car at the end of the day, and everything else looks original, like the crash bar and stuff. There's definitely no leg damage, 100%. I'm happy that whatever the other crash was, it was only a little light, little knock. Because another thing I noticed as well on this bumper, that looks like it's got filler in it as well. So it must have been light enough to be able to repair the bumper quite easily, because it looked spot on, in all fairness. So I'm not concerned about that. Crash bar, like I said, is perfect. These marks are preformed from factory. Don't know why, don't bother asking me, but they are. I remember that from the other TT I did. We are missing a load of front panel round the bottom of the rad pack. That's completely gone. It's a bit of it dangling here. So we do need a complete, front rad carrier, and I would expect a rad pack as well. Because like I said, we have no coolant. Aircon rad's in front of it, so that's going to have been gone. So I think the best thing for us to do is just get this front end completely ripped off, and then we can see for definite exactly what's going on. No point guessing and missing parts. Let's get it pulled apart. And voila, there we go. Yeah, very happy. Like you can see, zero damage to the legs. Definitely no damage there. This is the reason why the rad pack were leaking. It's actually snapped off the whole fitting out of the radiator. So yeah, we need a radiator. As you can see, the bottom of the front panel is completely missing. We do have various broken brackets. Is this one of them? Yeah, this is one of the, this is the left headlight bracket that's broken. I think the right headlight bracket's broken as well. Bumper brackets are fine, both sides. They're okay. No broken wires, no broken hoses, no broken plastic at all in here. So very happy with that, because them bits do start to mount up. I have split the intercooler from the rad pack. The intercooler looks fine, except for, unfortunately, the location little pieces. This side snapped off. Now I could probably make something up to secure that back in, because there's no damage to the actual intercooler. I'll have a look how much they are and make my mind up on that one. As I said, this is the rad pack here. Fitting completely snapped out the radiator. The fan assembly, perfect. No damage there. Nothing at all. Flip it over. Aircon rads on the front. Yeah, but that's the radiator still in it. Where's the aircon rad? Aircon rads on the front of the intercooler. There it is. Flip that over. Bottom of the aircon rad. Looks like it took the majority of the whack. Pulled that one straight off. So it looks like we're going to need all three: intercooler, aircon and radiator. Fan assembly's fine. And then the front panel. Crash bar will come off, no issues, that's fine. We've got the horns there, we've got the sensors, all the sensors are here. So that, you know, that's critical that we make sure we keep all them. And obviously strip them out of the bumper. But like you can see, there's a crash sensor there. It's a crash sensor there. You know, obviously if we don't get all these back in and connect it back up, we're going to get an airbag light. So we need to make sure they're all okay. So that is it. Got the underpan off as well. And as you can see, that splash guard has vanished. That's been ripped out. Wherever it crashes, that's where it's going to be, I think. But yeah, look at the size of them tyres. Big, big tyre. Almost new. So we need a splash guard this side. So all we've got to do then is get this wing off, and we've done the job for today, haven't we? So I'll probably just rip this off now without the camera on, and then we'll just come back at the end. Quick talk, and then we're going to be done. Alright, there we go. So the washer bottle was actually okay, but unfortunately the little pump, see that one? No, it's not that one, it's this one. The little pump snapped off the fitting off the end, so we need a little pump. But other than that, no nasty surprises. So now all I need to do is get a list of parts, part numbers should I say. The guy who owns it will get them all, and we'll just sort it back together. This is going to be a very easy build. I think it's due a service, so we'll see if he wants us to do that whilst we've got it. But yeah, what a lovely little car. Should be, like I said, quite an easy fix this. So I think that's going to be it for this one. But like I said, if you want to keep on track with this build, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and obviously all the other videos. Right, before we go, for the eagle-eyed amongst you, we do have a 2-post ramp. As promised, I said I was on with getting one. It is here. It is second hand, but it's not a cheap Chinese one. And I was worried about the strength of this base. So luckily we have got the big frame that goes across the floor, which gives strength to them, to stop them, caving in on each other, just in case. It's a 3.2 ton, so with no issues with any cars. It would even pick up a jumbo transit as long as there was no weight in it, because they weigh about 2.5 ton empty. But I wouldn't be putting that on, no chance. So we should be fully covered, anything that we work on really. So in theory, this should be the last video that you see with us working off the floor. Now if this car was on the ramp, it would have been so much easier, especially getting that underpan off. Yeah, it would have been far easier, so I'm looking forward to getting that in. Now the vans. I've got 2 of these vans. They are for sale. They're both 2016 jumbo transits from a company I used to work for, and full service history, one owner, freshly serviced. I've just serviced them. This one has got 163,000 miles on it, brand new heavy duty 1+1 leaf springs on the back, which I've fit. I've got another one, 16 plate again, looks exactly the same. That one's got 141,000 on it, and that's just had brand new disc and pads on the front. Again, full service history, just been serviced. Anyone interested? They're 8k each, no VAT, £8,000 each, no VAT. Cheapest 16 plate jumbo by a mile in this country. No offers, 8,000, that is it. Anyone needs a van? They've got aftermarket allowing immobilisers on them as well. Give me a ring. Run great. I've been using one to go to London and back a few times. No issues at all, so let me know if you need a cheap van. Okay, thank you as always for watching. If you do like these videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel to keep up to date with all future videos, including the TTS build and everything else that we do on this channel. Big thumbs up if you like the content. Ask any questions you can. If I get the chance, I will get back to you if possible. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.